My last video is completely wrong. On Java Edition, Bedrock Edition, and every other version to my knowledge, name tags will both prevent mobs from despawning and remove them from the mob cap. This of course means that name tagged mobs wouldn't work for a mob switch, simply because they don't count towards the mob cap. Legacy is a bit different. Name tags will prevent mobs from despawning, but they never remove the mob from the mob cap. To my knowledge, Legacy is the only version of the game that does this. Why it does that, I have absolutely no clue. But this is a really big deal, as it makes a mob switch really simple to do on Legacy. All that stuff I said about shulkers, withers, elder guardians, and witches just doesn't matter.
We can simply use something like a zombie, or any hostile mob we want. As long as it's name tagged, it will work for a mob switch.
This obviously massively decreases the amount of work that you need to do for a mob switch. We don't have to deal with collecting 70 shulkers or dealing with withers like Java Edition, which is very nice. I'm finally going to be able to build a mob switch in survival mode, something I've wanted to do for a long time now. First, I decided to collect all the name tags. I already had a half stack lying around, so I only need to collect 38 of them. I did this with a combination of AFK fishing and villager trading. The vast majority of name tags came from trading, about a half stack, and the rest came from AFK fishing. Next is choosing what mob to use. I'll need to collect 70 of them and put all of them in the spawn chunks, so they have to be abundant and easy to work with. Initially, I thought of using creepers, but I very quickly changed my mind. Then I decided I was going to use pigmen. I have a portal-based pigmen farm, but it's quite far from spawn, and I decided that transporting them would be too much of a hassle. My final decision was to use skeletons, which isn't ideal. This is something we'll figure out later, but there's a skeleton spawner very close to spawn, and it seems like the most convenient way to do it. All I need to do is make a rail that transports the skeletons from the spawner to the spawn chunks. In order to do this, I have to find the spawn chunks. We can do this by locating the center of spawn with a compass and dropping a ton of items. Items left inside spawn will despawn, and items outside will not. This means we can find the edge of spawn by simply looking at where the items stop despawning. Repeat this in both directions, and boom. This area we've marked out isn't all of the spawn chunks. There is a ring of chunks surrounding the center of spawn that won't process entities. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's important to put the 70 skeletons in one of these chunks. They will still count towards the mob cap in these chunks, however, they won't move or be processed. This will reduce the lag caused by the 70 skeletons immensely. And as they are going to be loaded almost all the time, this is quite important for the stability of the game. At this point, I began collecting all of the items I needed, a lot of rails, stacking blocks, and after testing in creative, I discovered how bad my choice was in picking skeletons. If one skeleton attacks another skeleton, it causes a chain reaction, and all of the skeletons will kill each other. Not to mention getting shot constantly while transporting the skeletons. I decided to use invisibility potions, and that solved everything. Finally, an actual use for this potion. After gathering my materials, I basically marked out the chunk that the skeletons need to go in, and began constructing the rail. Alright, everything is set up. This is where the skeletons are going to come and pile up at. There's going to be 70 skeletons in this chunk. But yeah, I basically just made a minecart track, and it just takes them up there. And I'll basically just take all my armor off, drink the invis potion, place the minecart, name them, and then send them off. So that's what I began doing, but the skeletons ended up getting stuck. So it seems like they're getting stuck. Let's see, yeah, they go up. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, minecarts in this game are so fucking weird. I guess because it's not loaded, they're not coming up here. I guess I could take a split screen up here. Player 2 is just sitting here loading these chunks. I'm gonna see if it works. It's not fucking powered. Stop. Why is it doing that? It's not.
Insanity is doing the exact.
The split screen strat did seem to fix the issue, so I started gathering all 70 skeletons. 3 skeletons ended up dying. 1 burned, somehow, and 2 others escaped and I had to kill them. So I need 3 more name tags to complete the mob switch, and I ended up finishing the mob switch on stream. Come to Simu. I don't know if is that Wii U emulator? I could run Citra good, but maybe. I don't know how good of a computer you need to run Simu. If I activate it, only like 2 or 3 mobs spawn. But I also didn't make a way to turn it off, which is really stupid. I'm gonna regret that for sure, but whatever. Cool thing about Legacy is saving actually unloads the spawn chunks, which is also unfortunate, but it means that you can basically remotely toggle it wherever you want without having to manually go to the spawn chunks and turn it off, which is kind of cool. Another thing, I'm also gonna have to move if I really want to take advantage of the mob switch. So new base is probably coming soon. Get in. No, don't die. Alright, I think I might just have to resort to AFK fishing. PS4, I know PS4 got 1.14, which is probably pretty cool. I'm wondering how spawn chunks changed in PS4 edition, because I know they changed spawn chunks in Java 1.14. Ooh, 2 name tags. I wasn't even paying attention. Alright. Boom. Boom. It is finished. Hopefully. If I see any mobs, then I know the mob switch does not work. I think it's working. Oh, there's a slime. Fuck. No, bro. My game crashed. Dude. I know slimes are weird. They seem to, like, not care about the mob cap as much. They'll just spawn. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go test that. Yeah. Slimes still seem to spawn. I think there's 70 in here, but I'm not sure. Okay, that has to be 70. Yeah, I think slimes just don't care about the mob cap, which is very weird. That's irritating. I'm not seeing any. I think it is working. Finally. That took way too long.
This video was pieced together from existing footage and is quite old, but I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you like this style of video. I also plan to remaster the first 6 episodes of my survival series and re-upload it as one long video, because the initial episodes have audio and video issues, and I want to fix that and re-upload it.
Also, shout out to Kaludi for making me aware of the name tag thing.
Hopefully I can make some new and longer content in the future. My Elgato broke, and that's kind of halted my next video. They make it a pain in the ass. You have to, like, rip it apart to get it open. But I'm going to try to replace the HDMI port if I can, because that's all that's broke on it. I bought all the shit that I need, and I'm just going to try to replace it. There's no videos specifically about the Elgato fixing it, so I don't know, but I'm going to try. It's better than throwing that shit away or something.